What's up, guys? Nick Rapazzi here. Welcome to the channel. This is my 2016 GMC Sahara 1500, and as you've seen in the last couple videos, we did wrap it. And we did have a huge snowstorm, ice storm thing going on. There probably was about like 6 inches of snow and ice on the truck, and the wrap is holding up awesome. Nothing's peeling off, nothing's coming up. I did get a lot of comments about it being a cheap wrap and it's not going to hold up, it's going to fuck the paint up. But as you guys noticed in the last video, I did tear up the hood and the fenders, and the paint's perfectly fine underneath and nothing's peeling, everything's perfect. So for it being a $230 wrap, I couldn't be more happy about how everything came out and everything's going with the truck itself. And as you know, that was basically just like a practice run just to see how it goes and if I can actually wrap something. And we're going to use a little bit better quality wrap, either 3M or Avery, when we do the next wrap, probably springtime. We'll see, because the turbo build is going to start soon as I get the house on the Corvette, and then we'll get to this and stuff. But we will be lifting this in probably another 2 weeks or so. It's just me squirreling away money right now because I am in the middle of searching for a house and I can't really spend crazy amounts of money like I wish I could right now. But we will get this done in probably another 2 or 3 weeks, so stay tuned for the lift and tires and wheels coming for that. But today we are going to open up this Quantum rock lights from opt7 or opt7 or whatever the fuck it is. I bought this on Amazon. It was about $80 shipped to the house, and we're gonna see how it looks. Basically the rock lights are gonna go right up in here, and it's gonna have one on each end. I do have lights coming for under there, so we're doing a little bit of a ricer mod, but it's just something I always wanted to put on the truck when I have the lift and everything, just to show off of what it's gonna be. So I hope you enjoy this video, but let's get to this unboxing and see what's actually in this thing. So it is packaged well. I have opened this already and looked inside and took pictures of it, but here are the rock lights themselves. They got these, which are really nice, these water connectors. Basically they got screw-on things to seal it with rubber, so these are going to seal fairly well, and we'll see how that goes at test of time. But it does have rubber mounting things to go in between the two, so it's going to sit just like this on the rubber, and then that gets bolted up into the fender itself, so that's kind of nice. It's got glue to hold these to it to keep it a little bit more tighter. So let's get some stuff underneath as well. It's got a key to turn basically 4 save settings on it, A, B, C, and D, key fob thing. Then it's got the remote to change the color. It's got, let's see, basically 16 different colors. Then you got brightness, cycle colors, color cycle between that. You got strobe, auto. It doesn't function for like going with music and stuff like that, but I'm not going to use it kind of like that. That's kind of stupid to me. But the biggest reason why I bought this kit and why I like this kit is you'll see that it has RGBW, what's that's red, green, blue, and white. And most rock lights will only come RGB and not the W. The reason why I wanted the one with the W is because it's got 4 different diodes in there, and one of them is actually white. So when you get a RGBW, you will get a clear white out of these, and that's basically what I wanted for that. I wanted a clear white color, and I thought this was a pretty good option because it was about the same price as just getting white alone, and I got any color that I could actually want. So if I do change the wrap on this and I want it to be a different color, I have the option to change the lights if I wanted to. And again, it's got the main box connector with all these connectors on it, the waterproof seal connectors. The wiring, you have your positive negative here that plugs into that. You have, so this is what's really nice about this kit too, is it's got a fuse connector. So this is basically an inline jumper fuse. It goes in, you pick a fuse that's a keyed ignition power, so whenever you turn the car on, this will actually engage, and you can tap into that and put the other fuse in there as well, and use basically the factory harness to have the power. It comes with a little screwdriver, which I brought my own. This is kind of rickety to screw this in. zip ties holds everything up. It's got adhesive promoter, the screws to hold each one of them in, 2 screws per thing, and then it comes with a lot of extra wiring. I was nervous with this being because these are highly recommended for like Jeeps and stuff on the listing and stuff, and Jeep's wheelbase isn't as big as a truck, and I was nervous about that. But what they did give you with this kit is it's got the 4 connectors for each, 1 2 3 4, and then it has 2 extra ones. So basically if you need more length of wire to get basically the back ones to get to where they need to be, it's got extra ones. I'm hoping I'm not gonna need to use them, just so I can cut the wiring down, because I'm gonna try and put this in basically a central location underneath the bottom. I'm gonna try to put this probably up under here, maybe on the other side, because the fuse panel, I'm almost positive the fuse panel for this is right under here by the battery. So I'm gonna probably mount this in the center so I can get easy access to all of them. But yeah, so that's basically everything that's in the box. I'm gonna get to it. Basically I'm gonna time lapse this, me installing all this stuff and getting everything set up to go in. And yeah, so another thing I'm gonna do too is I did get a drone for Christmas, and I haven't been able to use it because it's been kind of shitty weather. So since we are in a giant garage, I'm gonna do some test flights with this, and I'll basically do an unboxing and show you guys this today too as well. So let me get to this, let me get this started, and I'll do a time lapse of me getting it started, and I'll check in with you guys as we go along as well. So let's get to it. All right guys, so before we start to install everything, get everything on the truck itself, I wanted to test the lights, make sure that everything worked, and because it is a $75 fucking Amazon light, so I just wanted to make sure nothing was wrong before I installed this and wired everything into the truck and something not work. So I got positive hooked up to positive, negative hooked up to negative. I did notice after reading directions that it does have an accessory wire that comes off of here, which needed a constant power. So both of these need a power source for these lights to actually work, not just one of them. They are labeled positive, negative that go into the back of the controller, but there is a wire that is labeled accessory and it will not let the lights work without that connected to a power. So that's something that took 5 minutes for me to figure out. But yeah, everything's hooked up. I'm gonna show you the lights. What's cool about this function is I didn't know that on the remote itself, it has the RGBW lights here, but you can also turn the white on with these and make it a little bit brighter. But I'm gonna take you through the basic functions of it. And so we'll start with just the RGB lights on it. So we'll turn those on. That is the white, red, green, blue, and then white again. And I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but this is the white with the RGB, all 3 of those lights on. So if you turn that off, and then you go to just the white, you'll see that it's more of a bright white. It doesn't really show up on camera, but this is more of a white itself. Yeah, and that's it. So we'll turn the white off, turn this back on, and then I'll just turn it through a 7 color cycle just so you can see the colors that come through. Let's slow it down so it comes up. You got green, blue. Let's speed this up a little bit. It's a darker blue, pink, white. So it does have a bunch of different colors. This is pretty cool. Now that I know that everything works and works how I want it to, we're gonna get this installed on the car. So I'm excited. These are a lot brighter than I thought they would actually be, and for the price that they were, like I think it was like 80 bucks shipped to the house, where most other rock lights that I was looking at run almost $200 and don't look as good as these. Like, these are metal cases, enclosed LED lights. Like, this is like a rubber seal over it, so like, you know, water's not going to get into them. And these are like really heavy duty, so this is really nice. I like the setup on it. And what was nice is, like, I was looking at rock lights where it was just 4 pods, and this is actually 2 on each, so you're getting 2 per wheel well instead of just getting 1 on each. So it's basically like an 8 pod. And then I do have the lights that are coming in for the front, the sides, and the back. So let's get this installed, take you through a time lapse. I'm glad everything worked perfectly, so let's get this done. All right guys, so I have everything mounted. I have all the wiring ran, and the biggest problem that I ran into is because I'm an idiot and I didn't bring my multimeter with me. So trying to find a fused power in here that worked only when the ignition was on was kind of giving me issues, and I finally found one. But when I was telling you that I needed both the this accessory to have power as well, that needs to be an ignition power. So you only want this getting power when you have the key in the ignition and either the truck's running or not. But you want it to be a keyed power just so the lights aren't staying on longer than they should be and they kill your battery and then your truck doesn't start. So I haven't mounted anything up. Everything's just like mocked where it's supposed to be right now. But I have the power negative. I ended up putting these eyelets on them so I can bolt these down to here. But let me just leave that there chilling on that so I can show you guys the lights. But we have the lights here. I don't know if you can see in the dark, but it is. Let me get a light for you. All right, so we had the lights mounted. The wiring's just chilling here. I just wanted to get everything where I wanted it, and then I was gonna tuck everything away nicely with zip ties. I didn't use the rubber spacers in between here because it made them sit down like an extra inch farther, and I just didn't like the way that looked. So I didn't end up even using those, but everything's bolted in. All the wiring is ran. As you can see, it's just chilling in there. That's bolted, wiring's chilling there. Same thing here, it's bolted in. And I ended up having to do it, I don't know if you could see this, but it's near the edge, because if I tried to bolt these here, it was hitting the inner fender well in the bed, and I didn't want to drill through that and have screws going through that. So I did end up coming a little farther out with the back ones. And same thing with the front one here. Bolted up nice and flush, wiring's there. As you can see, the wiring for the back two is ran up the side. I ran them right next to each other, so it'll be easy to zip tie with the stock body harness that runs up and down on there. Let me shut the light off and show you that this is keyed ignition. So now you can see it's dark as hell. I'm pushing the button, nothing's coming on. Open the door. Got keyed ignition, and it's making me a liar because I have it hooked up to the trailer. Now you know what it is. I guarantee the power wire came off. Yeah, negative came off. Hold on, let me put you guys down for a second and get this. All right, so the key is in the ignition in the on position, but the truck is off. And here we go. I did have the negative terminal off the actual box, so that's why it didn't start the first time. But here's the lights. It's on the cycles right now. So let me shut that off. Shut the cycle off, and we'll just go straight white. So this is just white. And then what this does do, I don't know why it does this, but I can do the white and the color at the same time. Which is a little bit weird, but it is what it is. And yeah, all in all, came out pretty good. That's on just straight white right now. I'm gonna get all the wiring zip tied down, get the positive negative bolted down, and get everything on here all situated. And then once I get that all done, I will check in with you guys. We'll just test out the drone, see if I can get a little bit of drone footage for the video itself too, and then show you guys the controller and everything that came with it. But yeah, all in all, I love the way this thing came out. Can't wait for the lift, and then this thing will look right. But I do have the other lights coming in that we'll probably end up doing next week once they come in. I think they're gonna get here on Wednesday. I'll do an unboxing of that too as well, show you what came in that. It's the same brand, the opt7. Those were fairly cheap, so all in all, for the 4 big lights, the 4 rock lights, it's roughly 160 bucks. They're actually pretty bright. They're a lot brighter than I thought they would be. And then once I get the lights under there as well, hopefully it'll be a lot more brighter. But let me get this all fixed up, put together, and then I'll check in with you guys when we're all done and we mess with this drone. All right, guys, I have everything mounted up, zip tied out of the way. Let me get the light here so I can show you what I did with the fender liner here. So I drilled a hole through the fender liner and put all the wires in it and then ran it behind it just to try to keep it a lot cleaner. Realistically, I should have just did it right behind the actual light itself, but they were already installed and this is how I ended up doing it. So, but I like how that looks. It's keeping everything out of the way. Let me see if I can get under here and show you this stuff zip tied. So there's this main harness right there. I zip tied everything to the main harness all the way to the front. That's why I wanted to run both wires next to each other. And then I put the controller box, because I did have enough wire for everything. I mounted the controller box right there and put the wires up tucked under there, just so when you're looking at the engine bay like this, or even coming up to it, you just don't see any crazy wires sticking out. I tucked all the front wires under here, so you can't see any of that stuff. The only thing you can really see is coming off the battery. You see the 2 wires there, but all in all, love the way this thing turned out. I think it's gonna look great once it's got the rest of the lights and it's actually lifted. But yeah, that's this week's mod. Let's get to that, but let me shut everything off, close everything up and clean up, and then we'll get to the drone here. All right, guys, so this is the drone here. It's the DJI Spark, and then the remote that goes to it. So I'm gonna set up the remote, it basically hooks up to my phone, and that's how I can see what's on the drone. So you open these up and your phone fits right in there. So let's get the phone in, get the app opened up. And the app's pretty simple. It's just a DJI app. I already linked everything to this because I did try this once. I tried it in the house and the dogs almost ate it. So I just put it away and haven't touched it since. So let me get this stuff paired, and then I'll show you the takeoff. All right, guys, it took me a little bit to actually get the thing connected, but here it is flying. I'm controlling it with this. I couldn't get the remote to connect. Said it had an update, maybe when I update it at home, and because I never actually used it. Maybe I'll be able to use it, but let me simulate some flights around here. I'll have this up, and then I'll probably show you the footage that's actually on the drone itself. So let me see if I can figure this out. that's pretty much it flying around. I think it's gonna be a lot easier when I actually have the controller, but this thing's actually hard as hell to control. So let me get this thing home, update the controller, get everything going with that. The battery's gonna die on this thing anyway, but it's actually really freaking cool to have this, and hopefully when it's nice out, I can take it out and do something with the trucks and the cars with the actual drone. But yeah, let me get all this put away, and I'll check in with you guys before we leave and head home. All right, guys, so everything's all finished up. It took me a little longer than I wanted it to be, but it is what it is. Things happen. But I did want to show you guys something I noticed. So since the rock lights are hooked up in the fuse that controls the light for the trailers in the back, so when I turn, or when I unlock the truck and the lights come on, the rock lights come on with it. And I noticed that whatever setting I left it on last, that's what actually comes on. So I'm gonna just leave it like that, and I'm not gonna, obviously I'm not gonna drive around like this because I will get pulled over. We live in Connecticut where the cops are dicks and will pull you over in a heartbeat for this kind of stuff. So this is more just parking lot, whatever, or if I'm off-roading kind of thing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. I enjoyed putting this stuff on. There's a lot more stuff to come with the turbo build, lifting the truck, and everything else to come. So we are almost at 600 subscribers. I want to thank everyone that subscribed so far. I really appreciate that you guys are interacting with me, commenting, liking the videos, and liking the things that I'm doing too as well. So big shout out to you guys. I hope we can get to roughly, I want to hit 1,000 by March 20th is my birthday. That's my goal for this next few months. But I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Hope you guys are having a good week. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.